In dealing with debt, credit card analyst and expert Ted Rossman is here with tips from a trip to the Olympics.
Hi, Angie. Thanks for having me.
We're glad to have you, and we'd love to hear about this Olympic adventure.
My wife and daughter recently attended the Olympics, and they had a surprisingly easy time paying for things. Actually, the worst trouble happened even before they left. We tried to get euros from a local bank branch and was told that they had a $100 minimum for foreign currency transactions. That was more than we wanted. We were hoping to use a credit card for just about everything and just wanted a few small bills for tips and small dollar transactions. So we decided that it wasn't worth it to get the $100 worth of euros and pay the fees and maybe be left with some change at the end. So that part actually worked out well. They used a credit card for everything on their trip and didn't have any trouble.
That was good. Any other obstacles?
The other problem they ran into ahead of time was paying for a Disneyland Paris outing. We had to pay ahead of time, and I couldn't get the website to work. I wouldn't take my credit cards. I couldn't even get to the point where I typed in the credit card number. It was weird. It was like, click here for Visa, click here for MasterCard, and then it just kind of conked out. The good news is that PayPal worked.
There's also a cautionary tale about paying ahead for services. Tell us what happened.
They had made reservations with a friend to get their nails done. The salon ended up closing, maybe even for the whole Olympics. I heard a lot of Parisians kind of got out of town.
Now comes the biggest issue when you travel overseas. The credit card companies often charge a transaction fee.
You know, speaking of foreign transaction fees, all of our credit cards charge them. We could have gotten a new card that doesn't charge foreign transaction fees. Those are widely available. The thing is, we're kind of minimalist when it comes to our card strategy. We used to have a whole bunch of cards, and now we've skinnied down to 3. My wife's not as much of a credit card enthusiast as I am, and we just decided we don't travel abroad that much. We're happy with our current 3 cards. We were just going to stick with it. So we did end up having to pay a 3% foreign transaction fee on purchases. The card gave 2% rewards, so it almost evened out in the end. But if you do travel abroad a lot, definitely look into getting a card that doesn't charge foreign transaction fees.
Any other tips we need to know?
A couple other observations. They didn't have any trouble using automated kiosks, like for train tickets, for example. That was a pleasant surprise. A few years ago, Americans had more difficulty using those, maybe still do in some instances. Now, Paris is such a global world city that everything worked really smoothly. So that was one positive change. A few years ago, Americans got tripped up because European cards are often chip and pin, and ours are more chip and signature, and that didn't always play nicely with an automated kiosk, but they didn't have any problems there. The cards were widely accepted. My wife noticed that more people were tapping their cards and phones as opposed to inserting the card into the payment terminal. Now, you can use these contactless tap-and-go payment methods in the U.S. as well, but they seem even more popular in France. All things considered, it was actually a really smooth payments experience, and they had a great time at the Olympics.
Sounds like they had a great time. It's been an exciting year. Hearing this story makes me see how doable going to the Olympics really is. Please be sure and thank your daughter and wife for doing the legwork for us. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.